Welcome back to the monthly investing adventure. Today is Friday. It's September 5th, 2025. I hope you all had a great Labor Day weekend. I'm a little bit late for September, but we're still in the first week of the month, so it's never too late to just make our buys. So before we do that, let's take a quick look at the portfolio and see how it's doing. So here we are. Right now, the balance is about 10,600. August was a great month for the portfolio. It went up 3.84%, and year to date, it's already up 10.66%. So we're doing great. I do want to note that this 10,620 includes the $305 that we added at the beginning of the month. So technically, as of the end of August, it was coming in at around 10,200 thereabouts, which is a huge milestone because we've crossed the five-figure mark. And this is a month earlier than I had forecasted. I think it's a month earlier. I'll go double check that. But it's a huge milestone regardless. We've only done this for some 2.5 years. And with consistent saving and investing, we've managed to get to the 10,000 mark. So looking at the forecast, yeah, we're a month early. So it's great to see. By this time in 2 years, we'll hit 20,000 if we keep this up. So let's see what happens with this adventure. In any case, before we go and make our buys for the month, let's go ahead and review our allocation for folks who are just joining us. This is a 70% stock, 30% other portfolio. The other is consisting of 20% bonds and 10% in gold. For the stock portion, I divided up into 35% NASDAQ, which is large cap growth, and then 35% AVUV, which is the small cap value. So this allocation over the long term is expected to return about 9.4% thereabouts. So a little less than just 100% stock market, but the bonds and the gold are there to just help as a ballast and stabilize things. So that's the idea behind the portfolio. The year-to-date return is 10.66% for the portfolio, so a little bit higher than the forecasted, and the annualized return is even higher than that. Part of that is that the gold portion has just done phenomenal in 2025, but at some point it's going to go back to the mean. But it is what it is. You can see this bouncing around above this orange line here, which is the forecasted balance, and we're sitting above that, but not too far out of whack. So like I said, we've crossed the $10,000 mark a month earlier than I expected. That next mark of 20,000 is going to be 2 years out, and we'll just go from there. So I'm not quite sure how long I'll keep this adventure going, but if you follow along in terms of why I'm doing this, it's for young folks that are starting out and just don't know where to start. So that's the reason. So let's jump into the portfolio. So we are in the performance chart here. So as you can see, the year-to-date return is 10.66. And like I said, August was just phenomenal, 3.84%. So as with the previous month, we're going to be using the Fidelity trading dashboard to make our buys just because it's quicker to enter and it's free to use and access. So let's review what the actual buys are, and then we'll go ahead and do that. And before I make those buys, I'm just going to do a refresh just to get updated values for all of the prices. So it seems like because the NASDAQ went down quite a bit in the last couple of days, we're going to go buy $207 worth of QQQ. So let's start with that. So QQQ, we are going to buy in dollars at the market, and it's 207. Preview this order and get that placed. Next up is AVUV, and we're actually going to sell $57 out of this, since it actually has done well in the last period. So selling AVUV at 57. So AVUV, I'm going to sell dollars at the market, 57, place. Okay. We're going to be buying some government bonds, $139 worth of that. So GOVT, I'm going to buy dollars, market 139, preview, and get that placed. And last but not least is some gold. It's going to be $15 on the gold. But before we do that, I'm going to refresh so I can see what the pending activity is on this. All right, I always like to refresh because with pending activities, I want to get this down to as little as possible in the cash. So let me do this math because I can't do it in my head. So we have $305.09, and we've already spent $288.71. So $16.38. So that's a little bit more than what we said here, but close enough. But like I said, that's why we do this. So we're going to go gold, GLDM, buy dollars at the market. So the spreadsheet says 15 something, but we're actually spending 16.38, or as close to it as possible. Preview, get the warning on commodities, and get that placed. And we are done. So that's pretty much it for the monthly investing adventure for this month. If I were to go back to the portfolios and look at the position, it's going to be roughly that 35, 35, 20, and 10 with all of the buys that we made. And we spent $305.08 this month, leaving us with a penny left in cash, which is what we hope. So that's it for the monthly investing adventure. Thanks for following along. I don't have any commentary for this month, but we have a plan, so we're just going to make our buys as we get new cash in and enjoy the gains from the market. Thanks for following along, and I'll see you on next month's update. See you later.